Welcome into another Sikkim 365 instant reaction to fall camp. Just finished up practice today. Some big news and storylines. I have three of them for you today. The first one, Baylor defensive lineman Devonte Tazino was back at practice after being seen in a boot a few days ago. This is great news for Baylor's defensive line. He was a really underrated player last year, and I've talked about him a lot on Sikkim 365 Premium, but I think he was very underrated all last season. When he was healthy, the defensive line did take a step forward, and I see that continuing this year. I think he's the first defensive lineman off the bench behind Jackie Marshall and Cooper Lands, which makes him kind of irreplaceable for this Baylor defensive line, especially after losing Brendan Bett in the spring. Aside from that, on the defensive line, got to see the nose tackles quite a bit today. Samu Taumanu Pepe from Texas A&M, the transfer, and Adonis Freelu from Tulane. Those two guys continue to look awesome. I mean, that kind of size at nose tackle is extremely intriguing and something this Baylor defense absolutely needs. I know fans are very excited about that group. I think you should be. I think this is a group that can be really good this year and finally anchor that nose tackle position that Baylor's been trying to address really for the last couple years. It's been a lot of interchangeable parts, a lot of injuries, and just bringing in guys as transfers to try to solidify the group. I think they finally figured it out this year, and there's kind of a hidden name that I don't think people have talked about enough, but that's DK Kalu. He's also going to play a factor at the nose tackle position. He'll be the third string guy most likely, but I also think he'll play a lot at other defensive line positions, which is extremely important for the depth of this group. Overall, a very nice day for the defensive line in general, and my expectations for them continue to be pretty solid. I'm not going to go crazy and say this is going to be an all Big 12 type defensive line, but I do think this can be a top 5 unit, a top 6 unit, which is more than good enough for Baylor to thrive this season on the defensive side. Aside from that, looking at the running back position, I know that's the big storyline of the week with Dawson Pendergrass being lost for the season. Really tough to see that. Dawson is such a good leader for this team. He has a ton of experience because he played as a true freshman, and of course last year put up good numbers as well. And I think there's a few areas where Baylor's going to miss him, specifically in pass protection, specifically as a leader, and then of course the short yardage ability that Dawson has. And then at practice today, you see the group and you see Bryson Washington, Caden Knighton, and Joseph Dodds, but the group was missing Michael Turner today, the 4-star true freshman. Hopefully it's nothing, but he was not out there today, so we'll see and keep an eye on that. Overall though, Caden Knighton, Joseph Dodds, they played well in the scrimmage over the weekend, and now can they really help solidify this group and rise to the occasion? Talked about Caden Knighton a ton. I think he's going to be an explosive playmaker for this group and be a nice kind of change of pace with Bryson Washington, who of course is going to be an All-American candidate. And honestly, with the loss of Dawson, I think there's a realistic chance that Bryson Washington gets to something outrageous like 20 touchdowns this year. I definitely could see that happening, as he's truly going to be an alpha in that room. And now just the other pieces need to come together so that Baylor has the depth to really maximize the position. But that's it for today. We will be back later on this week. We don't have much time left. This is the last week of fall camp practices, so be sure to check out Sikkim 365 Premium for all the coverage and news. Thanks for listening today.